Justin Harrington is from Raleigh, North Carolina, but currently is playing Division I football in Oklahoma. While Justin has already graduated college and is currently rehabilitating his injury that unfortunately sidelined him, he's looking forward to his last season on the field next year and hopes to be playing in the NFL after that. When Justin isn't playing football, mentoring younger teammates, or reading to kids, you can find him cooking. While he's a cheetah on the field, he's a chef in the kitchen and a celebrity in kids' classrooms. In any of these locations, he looks for ways to do more for others with the gifts that he's been given. Thank you so much, Justin Harrington, for joining us here on AwareNow to share this space and to share your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. Let's begin our conversation with firsts. When did you first fall in love with football? And what was it about the game that you fell in love with?
So just growing up, me and my brother, we're pretty close in age, 2.5 years. So, as far as I can remember, I always seen him with a football, and as brothers, we just compete. So, when I found out I was, good enough to compete with my brother, and obviously wasn't old enough to play like organized football, it was like that was the only way that I feel like that I could beat my brother, and get the attention of my dad, and I'm the baby, so I get a lot of attention. So, but just get the attention and get the respect from my family, and that's kind of when I fell in love with it. And once I started playing, you couldn't get me off the field. It wasn't enough workouts that my dad could do because I was doing it with my dad and like I was chasing my brother. So it was kind of like my dad was helping me like overcome like beating my brother and stuff. So like that's kind of where my edge and my love for football really came from.
Right there from your family. So football, is it your only love? I want to talk now about food. Let's talk about your grandfather's restaurant. My question is, when did you first fall in love with the craft of cooking?
So again, just growing up, I was fortunate to grow up while my grandfather's restaurant was one of the top in the city that I grew up from, Raleigh, North Carolina. It was just that was kind of like my family's thing. Like the younger kids, like the generation was, my dad was an athlete, and like my aunt played a little sports here and there, but my dad kind of sprouted in athletics while my grandfather was booming in business. So it was just kind of like that thing. And we're me and my brother were my dad's only boys, and we just kind of we love sports. Like we fell in love with sports. But one thing that I fell in love with was just that was another opportunity for me to learn and be with my grandfather, which I knew I was young. And at a young age, I understood like quality time was like a great thing, like because I seen how much other people outside of my family loved being with around my family, my immediate family, my dad, my aunts, and stuff like that. So that was just cooking was another opportunity for me to get around my family and do what they love. And it just kind of like, I wanted to be just like my dad. I tell him that like a lot of times we have emotional like periods in life, like life happens, and it's like, man, like all I want to do is like any chance I get, all I want to do is I want to be better than you. Like I'm going to let you know every day, like I'm coming for everything you ever did in the athletic world, but also like on the flip side, like I want to show everybody like all the stuff and all the sacrifice that you put into me is unwavering to what anybody can beat me with, any tools that anybody else brings, and I don't have to be close to home and things like that. Like just all the tools that he gave me is just work anywhere in the country and anywhere in the world. And I feel like he made me a better survivor and a better like journeyman in a sense, just by doing that. So that's where my love really came from, just cooking. I just like seeing people happy, and I know food like brings people together. And I have a big family, so I've seen that multiple times. So
I love that. So that connection, that family connection through cooking. So let's talk about another F word. When it comes to what you love, family. Of all that you've learned from those closest to you and your family, what is the best piece of advice that you've been given?
It's a funny one, but it kind of sculpted me. And my grandfather, he didn't really say it, but I kind of got the gist of it. And he, when he told me I was younger, he told me like one thing people are gonna do in life is disappoint you. So do things that on your own. If you want something done right, do it yourself. And I change like he's a loving man. Like everyone loves him, and he loves everyone, even if you're not his family. So I take that to the next level, and it's like while I'm able and capable of doing things myself, why not help other people without hurting, or without hindering anybody in my circle, including me. So like any extra that I have, I try to give it. Like if you ask my mom and my dad, like they'll tell you like I'll give you a little friction about certain stuff, but like I'll give you the shirt off my back. Like I really don't mind. I'm not very like materialistic and stuff because I want to see other people happy, and I like seeing people feeling comfortable around me because it makes me feel very comfortable. It makes other people like get to know me and want to be around me more often. So that's what I got from my grandfather, and a lot of people just love being around him.
So in a way, he really led by example.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, when it comes to hunger, there is hunger for food, and then there is hunger for opportunity. At this intersection with Team Nilo, you are given the opportunity to feed nonprofits and individuals with your service. So my question here is, why is giving back to serve and support causes something that's important to you?
Again, like I come from a great family and a big family, and one of the opportunities that was given just throughout my family that I seen, and if someone had a home, like if someone had a place to stay, if someone had like an extra couch to lay on, like my dad, my grandfather, my aunt, my grandmother, like everyone, like they didn't even flinch, and that's how I got to meet a lot of my family, like just growing and people going through rough spells in their life, like giving people like another chance in life and giving people like a break to where they don't have to worry about paying bills, and they can just go to work and save their money and take care of like, my their kids, or like, take care of their priorities and stuff. So like that's why I just feel like opportunities are great for everybody, and everybody deserves a second chance. My journey was like it's an unprecedented journey. Like I don't feel like a lot of people would have been able to make it without the tools that I've been, blessed to grow up with, and the morals and values that I've been blessed to be handed to me and expected to like uphold the standard for my family. So like that's why I'm so warm and welcome, because everybody doesn't get that love, but I didn't come from the greatest place in the world. So just being able to let me go out in the world and go out in the streets and understand like this is my community. I can I can cover the world in the community that I came from without it being violent, and without showing that this is my environment, but also this is the love that I got for making people happy and making people more peaceful around where I come from, because I don't like, I don't like being around violence. Or if I bring a child into this world, if I bring my friends around, I want them to be safe around the environment that I grew up in. And that's when I know my environment loves me as well. Like where my neighborhood and my city loves me for what I do, and what my city has produced as a person to be poured out into Oklahoma, into California, and everywhere else that I might end up, rubbing off against people. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's another question that I have for you. We started this conversation talking about firsts, so let's end talking about seconds. Second chances are opportunities to try again. They are gifts that are given for those who have been given a second chance on the field or in life, but are afraid of failing again. What advice do you have?
I would say it's like somebody's always watching, but prepare and work as if nobody's watching, because all the work that you put in and everything that you do is based off of what you actually want. Like if you're gonna procrastinate, if you're gonna like, take days off, you're gonna get those results. And you might get to see success, but you might not be able to accelerate through success. And that's where most people fall off. They get there and it's like, yeah, I did everything, but the things that you missed out are now coming back to, little holes in the road because you didn't want to, pay attention to details and stuff. So I would say just make sure like you just take your time, like your day is coming, and like you don't have to be the face of everything. You don't have to be, in the front of everything. Your time will come if you just wait and take the small steps that you need to take instead of taking big steps to catch up with everybody else, because the people that are in front of you may have skipped those steps and that's why they're that far, but they're going to run into that day. And if you take the time to do those details and keep your head down, work and not worry about anybody else, love on people and have people around you that love you, like the support will take you exactly to where you need to be. So my family is like not in the best financial situations, and they're not in the, like we're okay, but like it could be better, it could always be better. And just like their support alone, like whether we've been in bad situations or not, their support alone has got me to this point and is going to take me to way further to where I think I can go by myself. So
Absolutely. So keep on keeping on, yeah?
pretty much.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, for helping all of us just become a bit more aware now. Thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you for listening.
Mm.